Hi guys, and welcome back to the Chronically Online podcast. I'm your host, Denobi. And I'm a really bad host. I've been slacking with my uploads. Well, I've never been consistent or good at uploading, but even on my YouTube channel, I've been so bad. I don't even think I uploaded the last podcast onto my channel because I started work and having a full-time job is not for the weak. And I am the week. As in, I get home, so I leave the house at 8 o'clock, not that early of a start. I work 9 to 5:30. I get home at 7. And then at 7 o'clock, I want to die. I am so tired all the time. My head hurts. I can barely look at screens. I can still tweet though. But I can barely look at screens for anything normal. And it's been a real hassle. So that's been 2 months of my life. And I also realised I have so much clothes and they're all kind of in my way. I haven't really been able actually to settle into my house since leaving uni. So I miss uni a lot because I'd go to uni and stuff and I'd do work, but I had so much more time in my days. I feel like my days have gotten shorter. I don't have 24 hours anymore because I still have to sleep and I have to go to the gym and I have to, speak to my mum. But my time, I just don't have enough hours in the day, so I can't do anything that I really want, and it really bothers me. The podcast episodes that I'm bringing to you today, I probably was supposed to upload 2 weeks ago, but I just never had time to sit down and record it. And then because I never had time to sit down and record it, I ended up thinking about it way more. And because I was thinking about it so much, I was then you know what? I don't even want to do this anymore because I can't even do it right. I'm one of those perfectionists who want things to be so perfect that I won't do it at all just to stop it from being bad, which is so counterproductive because obviously you get better at things through practice, but that's just something that hasn't really occurred to my brain. So November, I'm gonna be consistent. I'm gonna post 2 videos. I hope. I don't know. I'm just trying my best. Anyways, that's the life update. Sorry about that. What I really wanted to speak about was my brand new obsession, Formula 1. And I feel like all the cars all the cars going by in the background really suit today's theme. I'm in my car because once again, I don't have anywhere, this isn't Nottingham anymore. I don't have anywhere to film. It's really grating on me. I have to live with people again. It's ridiculous. But anyway, sorry. Yeah, I'm here to speak about my new obsession, Formula 1. I've become one of those girls. You might have seen them on the internet. You might have been one of those people who complain about them on the internet too. One of those silly girls who like watching fairly good-looking men drive around in circles in very expensive cars and wear very expensive watches. Yep. I have become one of those girlies. And it's all thanks to my dear friend Audrey. So, to give you the bit of the story, well, it's not much of a story, but to give you the story, me and Audrey shared a hotel room a couple months ago for my friend Faith's wedding, and she just sat me down and she was like, Didi, I need to tell you something. You're not going to understand any of it, but I just need to get all of this off my chest. And she started off on a 2-hour story about Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes and how they're not driving how they used to, and Max Verstappen and does he have a racist girlfriend? We don't know. And then blah 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 blah. And as she was telling me all this, and obviously all the beef and stuff about the cost cap and yada yada yada, and I was like, oh my days, this is so lit. This is so lit. I haven't explained it very well because I have the memory of a sieve right now, but it was so interesting. She was really going into it, and I love when people speak to me about things that they love, because I'm the type of person who, if I love something, not only will I make it my everything, my whole personality, my entire being, and definitely try and shove it down your throat too, but I love when people do that to me as well. So Audrey gave me the whole rundown Formula 1, and I was like, yeah babe, how do I get into this? Obviously, when you try and get into something, when I got into K-pop in 2020, it was the pandemic, it was lockdown, I was depressed, sitting in a dark room doing exams. So, K-pop was a saving grace. And I had loads of time on my hand, like loads of time on my hand. And I always like getting into something when I have a partner who's also into it as well. So I was getting into K-pop. Chidera had been a K-pop fan for like 3-4 years at that point. So she made it very easy to like slide right in on the fandom. And also like YouTube has a very, very, very large like catalogue. Yeah, a large catalogue of just like information videos and like guides on getting into groups. And I was getting into NCT at the time. NCT had 23 members at that point. I think I might have watched like a 2-hour video of like an introduction on all the NCT members. Yeah, crazy. So yeah, I like being able to do stuff like that. With other sports like football, I don't think I could ever become a football fan. First of all, because I find it a little bit boring. I don't know. I also think it's a bit sadistic. No, not sadistic. What's the other word? Masochist. Yep. To watch your team lose like weekly. I don't know. Like, I'm surrounded by Arsenal fans, and I don't know how they're doing now. I assume they're doing a bit better. But like when they were in like their like flop era, that was so tough. And I personally, I couldn't do it, innit? I couldn't do it. And yeah, there's not like, you can't just get into football. Well, you probably can, but I have no interest in doing that. Formula One, however, that was the sport I didn't know I needed. It was a sport I didn't know I needed. It is so fun. Obviously, just like every other, I don't know, annoying girl out there who became interested in Formula One, like, yeah, I'd watch my dad watch here, and like, I'd be like, yeah, go Lewis Hamilton. I didn't know anyone else. Maybe like Michael Schumacher, but like, I was, I don't know, 10 back then. But anyways, you start off like, my dad would sit down and watch all of it, and I'd be like, what the hell is this guy doing? Like, they're just driving around in a circle. Little did I know, it's actually a competitive sport. Like, I know it sounds really, really stupid, but it really did blow my mind, realising that, oh, wait, like, they're not actually all like, it's not just a race. They're actually all competing, like, within, like, obviously within the teams. I didn't even know there were teams. But then also, like, the cars that they build are, that's, like, the first step of the competition. Because it's like, if your car's shit, you're done for. And I just didn't know that was a thing. It never crossed my mind that they were, like, defensive driving and, like, attacking. I was going to say attactive. That's not a word. Attacking, like, driving skills and blah, 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 blah. Like, I genuinely did just think they just went round and round in a circle, and it was just kind of like whoever crossed the line first. So, yeah, either way, I started off watching Drive to Survive like everyone else. Love it, hate it, I don't care. So I think I just love reality TV. That might be my issue. Or, I don't know, it's not an issue, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I just love reality TV. So, Drive to Survive is an amazing reality TV show. Like, I have learned so much about the business, about the game. I could tell you all 20 drivers. And I like that. It's very short. It's very succinct. There's only 20 people that I really need to know. And then, like, a few of the principals. I couldn't tell you who the principal of AlphaTauri is. AlphaTauri. Could I? Wait, let me think really hard. Yeah, no, I couldn't tell you his name. I think they just changed him in 2023. I've only made it to season 6, so I'm still mentally in 2023. But I'm getting there slowly and surely. I even watched the Austin Grand Prix over the weekend whilst I was washing my bathroom and toilet. Very, very entertaining. Watching, like, it's nice to get things. I don't know. And then me and Audrey had like a lovely little spiel afterwards about like, girl, did Lewis Hamilton like slip on a banana or something? Like, how was he out in under 5 minutes? Like, that's ridiculous. And like, oh my days. Like, do you think Charlie's gonna like? Do you think he has a chance to beat Max for the championship? And yada yada yada. Like, yeah, real fun. Real fun. And it's nice being a woman with interest. It's nice being a woman with interest. It's nice being a female sports fan, because you always find like a little community of other female sports fans. But you always find a community within anything. Like, I went clubbing over the weekend as well. I was in the line, and like one random girl must have mentioned, like, I don't know, Lando Norris or something. I was like, oh, I have just become a Lando Norris fan. And then we just started speaking about the sport and stuff. And I was like, oh, isn't this just nice and lovely? Like, it's just so nice and lovely. Like, I love seeing girls do stuff. And I feel like female sports fans, like, we get a lot of shit. Like, you get a lot of stuff. Like, the reason why I call us annoying, like, I don't actually think female sports fans are annoying, especially not female, like, Formula 1 stands. But I remember, like, seeing some little discourse on Twitter. I think it was a post where some girl posted, no, it was like a TikTok. Someone reposted a screenshot of a TikTok, which is a massive, like, pet peeve, by the way. Like, leave TikToks exactly where they are. Like, I don't want to see what they've got going on the clock app on Twitter. Like, keep the clock app and the bird app separate. Anyways, it was a screenshot. I think it was like, when you talk to me, it was when you talk to me about matcha, Formula 1, Pilates, tennis, skincare, and I think there was probably something else. And everyone was like, just so misogynistic. Like, these dumb, like, imagine the slurs. Just imagine the slurs. It was so derogatory. And I was just thinking, like, God forbid a girl has some interest. Like, you can't actually like anything on here without you guys hating. And like, oh, what is there to even talk about with Pilates? I don't know. What's your favourite move? Because I really like Bird Dog. What do you like? I don't know. There's so much to talk about. What studio do you go to? What do you like to wear? Which active wear do you prefer best? There are so many things to talk about. What can you talk about with matcha? Who's your favourite brand? I don't know. Like, anyways, that's nothing new to me. I've always known people hate women. And what else do people hate? People hate things women like. Always. Always, always, always. If you remember being like a Justin Bieber fan or a Directioner, a Belieber or a Directioner back in the days, you would remember, Justin Bieber is gay. Or Justin Bieber is trans. Like, you remember the hate that Justin Bieber would get because girls liked him. Same with Harry Styles. I'm probably sure if JLS were any bigger, they would have got the same thing too. Like, every time a girl has an interest in something, it needs to be, like, diminished. Like, it needs to be diminished. And God forbid you like something that boys like too, and we're going to diminish you instead. Like, oh, you like Formula 1? Tell me what Lewis Hamilton had for breakfast on the Thursday of his practice race in Monaco in 2009. Yeah, you can't do that, can you? I don't even know if he was racing back then. But yeah, you can't do that, can you? Like, shut up. Like, let people enjoy things. And I know people say that about everything all the time, but I seriously do mean it. Like, let people enjoy things. Like, God forbid you get into something and you don't have, like, complete knowledge about it immediately. Like, Google still exists. Google exists. My sister asked me a question, like, oh, about the cars. Why are you telling me that Mercedes car is flopping now when it was so good last year? And I was like, you know what? That's a great question. What did I do? I Googled it. Because just like everyone else, women, girls, me, if I'm interested in something, I can very easily research it. I don't have to pretend that I know everything, like, straight away. And you don't need to hate me for not knowing everything. Because everyone has to not know something at some point before they know it. Do you get? And I feel like boys, like, fanboys don't get as much shit. Obviously, fanboys do not get as much stick for anything compared to fangirls. Like, no matter the interest, by the way. Like, even, like, male music stands. Male music stands are very much on par with female music stands. I know, obviously, like, artists and, like, particularly boy bands, which I think is what I'll go into. Boy bands are, like, marketed very, very differently. You know, you have, like, these 5 non-threatening males dressed up and they're dancing and singing. It's very attractive for young women. Obviously, everyone's, like, marketed differently to their different markets to try and, like, attract them. But I feel like the relationship in terms of, like, the parasocial, yeah, that's the word, parasocialness is still very much the same. Like, for boys, it's obviously, like, way more socially acceptable to be into sports than it is to be into a boy band, because that's, like, that's the way the world's set up. But the concept is still very much the same to me, and I can tell you why. Parasocial relationships. Why am I saying parasocial? parasocial relationships, thank you, exist in many forms. They take form in many different ways. So I believe that the male parasocial relationship with the sports idols, first of all, is in a managerial it's in a managerial sense. Like, sometimes I see them tweeting like, oh, we did this and we did that, and I'm like, no, you didn't. You were at home with your friends drinking a pint. I don't know, like, you didn't do that. You just watched that. Duh. And like, obviously, when you have parasocial relationships between like a young woman and a boy band, I'm saying young woman, maybe like I'm a young woman, and I would definitely say I'm in a parasocial relationship with my boy bands. But once again, it is also through a managerial sense. Like, these are my clients, and I'm gonna play everybody their music. But that actually wasn't even the point that I was supposed to go down. Yeah. Oh, yeah, what I wanted to say was that I was explaining this to my friend Maiwa the other day when I was talking about Seunghan from Rise and his hiatus, reinstatement, departure from the group, which is like very sad. But yeah, I was just explaining like the parasocialness of it all, and I was basically making the same point I just made now. Sorry, because I got like sidetracked. Making the same point I was making now, that the boy band system, like especially in K-pop, because I think she was saying that like oh yeah, we weren't talking about parasocialness at that point. We were talking about like K-pop so bad, like the training system, like the system, the industry, the way K-pop exists is bad. And I was like, yes, queen, you are so right. However, not a however to like diminish it, but however, like, we're also sports fans. Like, my friends love American football and regular football. I was like, it's basically the same thing if you really think about it. Like, you have like these fairly attractive young men who spend a large part of their childhood, like basically their entire childhood, training, working like dogs, for a chance of being successful. And they train under these like these bad conditions. Like, let's be real, like football camps. Football camps and K-pop training camps. Maybe in football camps they're not starving the boys and making them eat like one potato a day. However, I assume they're probably on meal plans. I assume it's probably not the meal plan that they want to eat every day. I don't know. And I also believe that they work very hard with their bodies. So yeah, basically the same thing as K-pop. I don't know. But I was trying to say that, yeah, they do this for the world, just to be able to entertain us for a few years. Because I don't know what the lifespan of a football career is, but I assume that if you're not retiring at 30, you're probably going to end up at a bad team anyway. You'll still be making money, but probably still at a bad team. I'm not too well versed on the sport, to be honest with you, but that's just what I believe. And the same thing can be said for K-pop. Like, you probably have like, the contract lasts 7 years. So you have 7 years. So you do all of that training throughout your whole childhood to disband after 7 years. Obviously, we're in a new generation now. We're in a new world. Like, way more eyes and interests are in these groups. So we're all kind of making it past that 7-year point. But the ethos of the training system and like the diminishing, like devoting your life to this activity to entertain the world is all the same thing to me. And some people might say like, oh yeah, these boy bands aren't picked on their talent and yada yada yada. But I certainly agree, because I think it takes a lot of talent to be a star. A lot of talent to be a star. And it takes a lot of talent to be disciplined. I'm not sure if you could hold a gun to my head and have me produce 2 YouTube videos a month. But some people have the talent and the drive to do that. Maybe I'm just lazy and I need to work on it. I am lazy and I do need to work on it. But I admire people who have the talent, who have the drive. Because, yeah, being a star takes a lot of talent. And I also think it takes a lot of talent to be able to withstand, like, the potential hate and demoralization that you're going to receive from... Oh! Sorry. I didn't mean to scream. Someone just, like, drove into my side mirror. Apologies. I hope it's okay. Anyways, yeah, sorry. As I was saying, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Let women enjoy things without misogyny. Like, even if it's a girl thing or whatever. Like, oh, I saw someone talking about... I'm going to get into this anyways. But someone was like, oh, yeah, One Direction. Meh, 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 meh. They were so girlhood. Meh, 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 meh. And I was just thinking... maybe, like, life has actually done a number on us. Because, like, how do you actually not realise... obviously, this is me, like, speaking with a developed brain now. But they were old, too. So they should also have had a developed brain. But, yeah, like, the whole aspect of, like, 5 non-threatening boys, fairly good-looking, like... of course, it's going to scream girlhood. Like, babe, you are... this is what... you are it. Like, you are the buyer. You're the consumer. Like, we need you to consume this. So, of course, it's going to be your girlhood. We are trying to give you everything you could ever want in a package. Like, you had the mysterious one. You had the, like, funny one. You had the others. Blah, 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 blah. And, yeah. The the parasocial relationship aspect between a girl and her, I don't know, favourite boy band. Obviously, not every girl loves boy bands or whatever, but you get my drift. It's very interesting. I think it was Mina Lay, my favourite, literally my inspiration. Like, I feel like if I didn't watch her videos loads, I probably wouldn't have had this podcast, because I have so much to say, and so does she, but she just says it and executes it in, like, a very, very good manner. So I think she has a video out there on, like, yeah, parasocial relationships. And some people do argue, it's not a strong argument, but some people do argue that parasocial relationships help, like, people develop, like, boundaries, and, like, it helps with, like, mental development in terms of, like, building relationships and, like, friendships and blah, 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 blah. But it should obviously never be anything more than entertainment. And I feel like it has gotten to a point, or it has always been at a point, like a slippery slope, where a parasocial relationship goes from being entertainment to, like, concern. And, like, there are several different aspects of this. I'm going to speak about K-pop because that's my field, that's my space, that's my area. I could speak about sports fans and, like, how when teams lose, domestic violence rates go up because those men are just so angry that their teams lost. Or speak about the sports fans who, like, tear up towns after their teams win, in, like, celebration. Or is it after they lose? I don't know. Same thing. Or, like, the people who are in parasocial relationships with, like, their favourite rappers, streamers, twitchers, musicians, and, like, this one's kind of like a different parasocial relationship. Like, you have the managerial. Yeah, you have the managerial parasocialness. You have the this is my best friend parasocialness. You have the this is my boyfriend / girlfriend parasocialness. Then you have, like, this secret fourth thing, I guess, where it's this is me, where you believe that this person that you idolize is yourself, or, like, a higher version of yourself, or you've gone past, like, aspiring to be this person or this rapper because he's successful and he has the drive and he has the creativity and makes good music, but you want to be him, or you believe that he is you because you want to abuse women. Like, I feel like maybe you have to actually be, like, really chronically online to understand what I'm saying. But do you get... like, I feel like there's, like, a certain, like, type of people out there who have, like... you know how we talk about people being radicalised by Andrew Tate and, like, I don't know who else is out there. Thank God. But, like, those types, like, that's, like, a special, different type of parasocial relationship to me. Like, you love them so much, and, like, they won't say that they love them, obviously, because, like, men, but they love and idolize these people so much that they want to be them, and they embody them, and like their worst traits, like they won't even be good people, so like worst traits is just them, but they'll like embody that. And that's like the fourth parasocial relationship that possibly isn't talked about enough, especially because I feel like when we have discussions about parasocial relationships, we kind of do just talk about women and like their boy bands or their favorite actors and yeah. But we need to be looking at children's internet access. That's all I will have to say. Like, I'm just gonna park it there. Monitor your kids. Don't leave them online like I was. Okay, so sorry, I had to let me circle back. Oh, actually, wait, I'm looking at my notes now. I jumped forward. So yeah, let's circle back. I think parasocial relationships are obviously a valid concern. If I tell you about Rise, like the whole beef with Rise now, because I personally think SM Entertainment, you might know them for creating the powerhouses. This is what BBC Radio once said. Creating the powerhouses, aespa and EXO, no mention of NCT, oops, or Red Velvet, oops, or Shiny, oops. But good on EXO, you know, because SM, this is a typo. SM have like been dimming the light. SM are just a crazy players. Like, they're so derogatory to me, so derogatory, and it really bothers me that they house my favorite groups, because it's like, it's kind of like selling your soul. Like, I'm giving money to the devil every time I don't really buy K-pop albums, but every time I stream, I'm giving money to the devil being SM Entertainment. So they had a member in one of their newest boy groups, boy group is called Rise, the member seunghan. I remember when like the group debuted, like in K-pop there's like this really weird thing that happens when someone's coming to like lie. I think actually, I'm saying in K-pop, I feel like this happens everywhere, but like this seems to be like a really, really like, oh guys, don't worry, like it's just K-pop. But yeah, every time a group debuts, everybody and their mothers try their best to bring the group down. Like, we have to find something. I remember hearing this like member beat up a cat, and this member was a thug. This member only wants to become famous so he can be an actor. Like, we shouldn't even let him be a singer. Yeah. The only thing that managed to stick was private pictures being released of the member seunghan, of him, you know, doing childhood things like smoking a cigarette or kissing his girlfriend. And that was like 2 months into the debut, like finally, and I'm telling you, like, it really felt like finally we've got something on him, because so much had been coming out about them, like usually quite baseless. Like, obviously with the way the world works and the internet works, you never really know what's true and what's fake, but like these felt very baseless. Like, it was literally like, oh, if this didn't work today, we're just gonna do this tomorrow. And I remember the same thing happening to aespa when they debuted. So it just became a thing where everyone's like, yeah guys, just ignore it, like it's just like an SM group debuting, like someone's gonna have something. But no, the private pictures that stuck real bad, and it stuck for 10 months. Like, they finished with their best song, Talk Sexy, and then sent my guy to the basement for 10 months. Then on a random like Friday afternoon in October, they were like, you know what guys, this is like a week after his birthday as well, like, you know what guys, he's coming back. Obviously everyone was so happy. Like, my sister texted me, so I don't even know how she even heard of that, because she doesn't even like K-pop like that, but she texted me like, oh my days, did you hear about this? And I was like, oh my gosh, yes I did, isn't this great news? Boom, next day in front of SM Entertainment's building, they received like 1,000 funeral wreaths. I'm not too in tune with Korean culture, and I assume many of you, all 5 of you listening, also aren't. But yeah, you use these wreaths that they're like really beautiful, by the way, like really beautiful funeral wreaths, and they have like the name of the deceased person, and they're used to like celebrate like their life and stuff, I guess, like to translate them into like flowers. Very, very beautiful tradition. But not in this case. It was quite sad. They sent them with Seunghan's name, asking for him, basically like a protest for him to be removed, like saying he was dead to them and stuff, which is like very, very like mad nasty. Like, punishing the living is what the human rights organization said. So yeah, it was big. Like, human rights organizations talking about it. I actually, now that I've said that out loud, I can't remember which organisation it was, but they said it was a violation of human rights. So I'm just going to conflate the two things and say it was a human rights, organisation. Anyways, then on the Sunday, someone like, yeah, wait guys, like, sorry, we made a mistake. Yeah, he's not coming back. Obviously, fans aren't happy. Fans kicked off. Fans are still kicking off. It's been like a whole thing between like, basically just like the parasocial relationship, to get back to the key word of today's topic, between the domestic Korean fans and their idols. It then divulged into some really, really silly like Twitter discourse that I don't even want to get into, because I promised myself I was going to keep this episode short today. But yeah, parasocial relationships are obviously very bad things. I guess you kind of can't help but have them if you're into something. Like, you kind of do become devoted to said thing in a way, and it's not even like our faults as human beings. I guess maybe we're just naturally inclined to be that way. But it also, everyone knows that these like big companies use psychology schemes and stuff to like manipulate people into spending more money. Like, duh. The more the more involved you are, and the more like devoted and like connected you feel to such thing, the more money you're likely to spend. Like, I almost spend every day talking about aespa and what the songs sound like, and like discussing with my little friends online and in person, because you can't escape me. Of course I'm gonna feel like spending £55 on an album and a t-shirt, like, duh, of course. And the same is for football fans. Like, we did this, we did that. Everyone feels so like attached to these idols of entertainment, like, no matter what. Like, literally, like, no matter what it is that you're into, you feel so attached. So I can't blame people for feeling attached, but I can blame people for how they enact on that attachment. Because since then, for Rise, like, the last week has just felt like really weird. I think the star of the, I'm gonna call him the star of the show, yeah, the star of the show, Wonbin, favourite member, he posted on like the little social media platform, like, so I guess that this has caught a lot of you off guard, and I think some of you might find it upsetting that this is about Seunghan coming back, but like, me and the members really thought about it for a very long time. Like, we discussed it so much, blah 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 blah, and fans told him to shut up and eat his food. Like, why are you talking? We pay for you to live. Like, I'm being like, that's basically verbatim, by the way, and I'm talking about like big domestic fan bases saying like, we're not trying to hear it. So obviously, SM Entertainment, being the money hungry devils that they are, they don't want to upset people that bring in money for them, which is weird, because it was a really split thing. Like, international fans obviously wanted him back, because like, who cares about a boy smoking a cigarette at 18 years old? Like, who cares? And then domestic fans obviously like I think it was like the girlfriend pictures, which were probably like the biggest, like, like, why, like, what the hell is going on? And then like loads of like discourse again about like parasite, and it turned into something like I said, it turned into something very stupid. But where was I going with that? Yeah, parasocial relationship, bad. But what I do love about parasocial relationships is like the way it builds fandoms. Like, me and my friends are in a parasocial relationship with aespa, not because I think I'm dating Karina or anything, but because I feel like their manager. I feel like their manager. If you follow me, like, I am so invested in the concepts, in the music, in what they wear, in what they do. And I can't help but feel that way, because once again, these big conglomerates have set the game up like this. Like, aespa have created for themselves a very beautiful, like, creative landscape, visual, audible, like, even like tangible, like, in terms of like their merchandise. It's like they've got a brand identity, and they've got that brand identity down. So I feel devoted to that brand identity in the forms of discussing it And I can't help but discuss things. I love to discuss. I love to talk. Yes, I love to discuss it. And I also sometimes might dabble in buying a concert ticket or an album sometimes. And yeah, I also do just have a obsessive personality. I'm a fangirl, true and true. I don't know if true and through. Yeah. I don't know if like the fangirl gene is a real thing. I think so. But it doesn't get everyone like... I definitely have the fangirl gene. I think my sisters also have fangirl genes. But I know some girls who like... What I'm saying right now sounds absurd. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Which I love for them. I think that's really, really good for them. Because I wouldn't wish being a fangirl on some of my worst enemies. Because this is hell sometimes. Because if you're into sport, you get hit with misogyny and like blah, 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 blah. Why are you here? You're into girly pop things. And it's like blah, 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 blah. Misogyny again. So... But that's also if you take what other people think into account too much. So maybe I should do that less. But I don't really care anyways. But it's also quite tiring to be invested sometimes. Especially in fandom spaces. So what I was going to say is that I love being in fandoms. I think that's what I like a lot more about being a fangirl. Just like fandom culture. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Fandom culture. I love fandom culture. Like... On K-pop concert days, like going out to Wembley like a few hours early and seeing people do random play dances, like swapping music cards, swapping photo cards, and like, I don't know, just eating and taking pictures together. I love that. Even within like my fashion fandoms, because I don't think there's a fandom I haven't been in. That's a lie. But obviously, I've been online for a very long time. I was a child with restricted, yet unrestricted internet access. So I've been in fandoms. Maybe not as many as I'm making it out to be. But I just love, like I said, I love a good fandom. And I literally can't enjoy things. I can't enjoy things without a fandom. Like, I don't think I would have enjoyed K-pop as much if I didn't have friends that were in it. And if I didn't have access to the internet. Like, yeah, being on K-pop Stan Twitter, yes... I'm there. It's so much fun until it isn't. So, yeah, I love a good online fandom community. I love an in-person fandom community. I just really think, since I've had, like, a laptop in year 4, I've been in an online fandom in one way or another. Like, if it wasn't in the YouTube comments of, like, all the dance videos, like, all the dance girls, like, the Dance Moms girls, and then also, like, the LA dancers and stuff. I was there on Tumblr, all the Teen Wolf fandoms. I was there. Yeah, there literally isn't anything that I haven't done. But I think it's a really good part of growing up. Like, I think people should have interests. And obviously, not all interests are... I was going to say good interests. I don't know. Maybe that's not what... Yeah, not all interests are obviously good interests. Like, don't join, like, far-right movements online or anything. But if there is anything that you're interested in besides from that, go out and explore it. Like, join a community, join a fandom. Don't be afraid of joining, I don't know, the matcha and Pilates fandom. Do it. Go out, enjoy it. Find something to live for. Because being able to, like, sit down and discuss something with someone, and I love that thing, and they love that thing, and then we can both love that thing together, is, like, peak human experience. And I'm not even joking. So, yeah. That's really all I had to say. I just wanted to talk about my, like, hyperfixations for a bit. Because, yeah, I'm quite obsessive. And my obsessions are kind of, like, intertwining right now. Like, Lewis Hamilton is co-chairing the Met Gala next year. Which is crazy. And it's going to be about, like, celebrating black fashion. I think it's black men and dandyism. I'm yet to actually research what that is, but that's why I love living life, because I can Google things. But yeah, I expect it's going to be highlighting black fashion. Highlighting black creatives in fashion, which is going to be really amazing, because he's someone who, like, I knew this before I obviously became, like, 4-4 stan, because I think that's what we're called now. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I have been watching him for a while. Like, who's this diva? Like, even as I'm watching Drive to Survive now, everybody's wearing like polo shirts and like skinny jeans. Here comes Lewis, bro, Tagered down. Like, I should have gotten into this ages ago. Like, that's what even kicks me. I should have gotten into this ages ago. Actually, I don't think I could have been here for him losing the championship to Max, because I'm also a glory hunter at the end of the day, and that would have hurt me. That's just the parasocialness of it all, of course. But yeah, it's really lovely seeing Lewis Hamilton as like a black celebrity from the UK, which we don't have many, by the way. Like, even our black sports stars don't really... Maybe I just love celebrity worship too much, because this obviously isn't an issue in the real world. But yeah, the UK, our racism is obviously really silent, and it's not as... I'm never going to say the words, it's not as racist as America. It's just not as overt as racism is in America. Like, you still have very prominent black figures in America who are very well celebrated, and they have oh my god, English, and they have worked very hard to be celebrated. I feel like the UK, the way the system works here, physically impossible to like come out of the mud here, unless it's going to be through football, and even as that, you're kind of like just a footballer. Like, you can never be anything more. I think Lewis Hamilton has worked very, very hard, obviously on the track and off the track, to become the person that he is, the star that he is, the fashionista that he is. And whenever I've seen him in fashion spaces, like when like the two worlds have collided and crossed over, he's always been like celebrating black designers and black creators. And I really love that. I love that. Not in a... Yes, in a parasocial way. I love that. So I'm really excited to see what he has coming for the Met Gala. Also seeing what comes out of it. Like, I can't wait to see Tolu Coca. Like, if you listen to my last episode, thank you for listening, by the way. I'm obsessed with her, obviously, and her work. As a Nigerian woman in the fashion space, she's living the life that I wanted for myself. Amazing. So I feel like she is going to put out something, like she has to dress someone. I don't know how, I don't know who, but she has to, because dandyism and like the, oh guys, I wish I'd done my research beforehand, but when I think dandyism, I think of ALT, and I think of really good suits. And you also have, my brain's going blank, so I do not remember the actor's name. Oh no, I can read it, but I can't spell it out. This is really bad, and I can't even Google right now. Oh, I actually could Google it, but anyways, this is not about the Met Gala, sorry, this is such a sidetrack. But yeah, I really like Lewis Hamilton. He's my newest like idol right now. He's my newest bias right now. He's my alt, if you speak K-pop. I also watched this girl on TikTok who explained Formula 1 in K-pop terms, and it was just so good. Once again, I love when my worlds collide. So I'm just a very happy person. I have found something to live for. Formula 1. Yes, thank you. Found something new and exciting to live for. And especially because I could feel like my K-pop chip was starting to wear off a little, because everything was annoying me. And obviously, yeah, everything was annoying me. So it started to wear off a little. But, you know, I had an aespa come back today, which was amazing. Stream Whiplash. That was really good. Rose as well was really good. The girls are really holding it down. That's a whole new sidebar. I can't wait to do my Spotify Wrapped so I can get into, like, what I've been, like, reading. Oh, they were driving real fast. So I can get into what I've been enjoying recently. But, yeah, aside from the fact that I hate working and I have no time to quote unquote create anything, I still love life, I guess. I'm still tweeting, so I'm still alive, innit? And that brings me to the end of today's episode. I do have like 4 more episodes that I want to film. No? 4? What if I wrapped? Something else? something else. Yeah, like 3 to 4 more episodes that I want to at least record this year. When will I have the time to record them? Maybe I might do this now. I might just like after eating dinner, when I come home feeling tired and suicidal, just record in my car for like 30-45 minutes and just see how that goes. Because I realised that things won't work unless I do, and I can't be a journalist. Oh, I also might start blogging, by the way, because someone asked me if I could put this, like my podcast, on Apple Podcasts, and I thought, I don't think I have the bandwidth for that. But what I do have the bandwidth for is typing. Like, there are some stuff that I want to speak about that I don't think needs doesn't need a podcast episode, but I think it could have a cheeky blog. And maybe I'll bring my Instagram back so I can blog on there too. But yeah. You know me. I'm always going to say, I might do this, I might do that. You're going to have to wait and see if I ever actually get it done. But I'm sorry, I'm trying to be a better person. Like I said, things won't work unless I do. And I can't become a red carpet journalist if I don't actually do shit. So yeah. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you've learned something today. If you like K-pop and Formula 1 and fashion, I don't know, let me know. We can talk. Yeah, we can diva out or something. Like, we can, yeah. You can join my little community of niche interests. So yeah. Outros are so hard. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Zenobi, and this is Chronically Online, and I'll catch you again on another episode very soon, I hope. Okay, bye.